Hi, I'm Nurul Rajiha from C3B. So here with me is
Thank Fakimi from EdTech JTM Campus Batu Pahat.
So I'm going to interview you today about does media social make someone less intelligent?
Wow, such an interesting topic.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the first question. Do you think social media affect the way people think and learn today?
From my opinion, yes it does. Social media changes how people get information. Many prefer short videos or posts instead of reading or thinking deeply, which can affect learning habits.
Oh, I see. How can spending too much time on social media impact on someone's intelligence?
Spending too much time online can reduce focus, memory, and also critical thinking. People may depend on quick answers instead of understanding things properly.
Okay, for the third question, can social media be used in a positive way to impact knowledge or skills?
Wait, let me think. Yes, of course. There are many educational pages, online courses, and tutorials that help people learn new things easily. It depends on what kind of content they are follow.
Why do you think some people believe that social media makes users less focused or becomes more lazy?
It is because social media is full of entertainment and distractions. It makes people scroll for hours and lose interest in studying or reading long materials.
I see. Can I ask about your opinion? How can we use social media wisely without letting it affect our intelligence?
I think that we can set limits, follow educational accounts, and avoid wasting time on useless content. Using social media with discipline can make it helpful, not harmful. So basically, if we know that we can do a schedule for using a social media in our daily activities. Yes.
Thank you for opinion.
Alright, thank you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our forum on the topic does social media make you less intelligent? We have 4 speakers today, Mimi, which is myself, Danish, Najiha, and Amir. Each of us will present our perspective and engage in a short discussion. Let's start it. Danish, before we begin, can you define an intelligent person?
For me, intelligent person is when they're not afraid to ask how, why, and when for something. They're ready to correct themselves and seek the knowledge.
Thank you for that. Now, let's go deeper into the rabbit hole. Let me give my perspective first. I personally doesn't agree with the topic because social media can give motivation and inspiration to the teenager. For example, there are people who ask will wish such as Dato Alif Supri and Kairamin, who as social media as their main platform for a business. It might not seem to be related to the topic at first, but some teenagers who watch them will be motivated to learn a business. Maybe by starting a new business or continue their study in business, people who are willing to learn to become more intelligent and successful in life. For the reason, inelegant with my option.
Well, that's a nice reasoning. For me, the reason I agree with the topic is because people waste too much time on social media and forget about their life and health. Some would rather waste their time on, for example, an ex-student from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, or for short, UNIZA, spend too much time on TikTok, IG, and X, or formerly Twitter. At first, with a small follower base, he was a good motivator and a role model. After years, he started making rude and unintelligent comments towards certain communities, which led to him being expelled from university. There are many examples, but this one is popular. Based on this, I still stand with my opinion.
Yes, I agree with you, Dennis. Social media can make you less intelligent. It reduces attention span. Younger generation exposed to social media as early as 3 to 5 years old. They have this issue because of short form content. They skip anything slightly boring or longer, which worsen attention span. In school, they find lessons boring and can focus because of short attention, and they can game. The only way to stop this prevention, for example, Mark Zuckerberg restrict his children from smartphone until age 14.
I disagree. First, social media is a tool, not the cause. It doesn't inherently make anyone less intelligent. Like a library with comics and academic journal, social media has both entertainment and educational content. If you choose like content, it's a personal decision and not the platform for. Second, it's a knowledge amplifier. It gives instant access to valuable resources and expert insight. Platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter host scientists, entrepreneurs, and educators. They share research, language lesson, tutorial, and skill, allowing people to learn faster and from more perspective than traditional education.
Is there more you guys want to add?
I do in fact have to strengthen my agreement. I do like to talk about brainwashing on social media. Watching it daily isn't good. What you see and hear will be stored in your brain and can become part of your personality. How does it work? It works by feeding your interest using the algorithm. You watch repeatedly until you feel it is the truth. Emotional content hijack your intention. Social proof pressure you to believe, like, comment, and like on the post. And the trustable community you follow make you think it's a reliable source. Slowly, you change your belief and behavior. For example, someone who watches vaccine-related content without basic knowledge will be fed similar content repeatedly until they have gone through all brainwashing stage, eventually becoming an anti-vaxxer. Like I said, intelligence is when you want to think and gain new knowledge.
I also want to add that social spread misinformation. Many believe fake news without verifying source, which harm critical thinking. Also, it encourages shallow learning. Users often read only headlines or summaries without understanding the full picture.
But again, that's about user responsibility. The same algorithm can also keep feeding you educational content if that's what you choose to engage with.
That's great, but I do still stand with my reason. To add, social media encourage creativity and self-expression. It's a law used to create content, write design, and share ideas, which can boost content ability. Also improve communication skill, engage in discussion, debates or writing caption, and polls can enhance language use and perceptive skill. Now, Danish, I have a question for you. First point, I understand your point, but you can just stand your option with just one story. Is there another example?
There are another example. It is the easiest caprice. Just like that, universal student, the more big, more controlling because as the fame increase.
The great point is the internet or ongoing brainwash online.
Yes, there is. I will take Malaysian social media for example. There are ongoing brainwash, especially if you talk about politics. The people on side A is brainwashed by half true and half right. And there is side B got brainwashed by information that are vice versa on side A. So, will they talk in nicely and find the truth? No, I will reject anything that are not on the side because they emotionally and physically got brainwashed by false information.
Well, already hear your perspective on today's topic, which is does social media make you less intelligent? So, I like to hear your final thought on this.
Well, for me, after hearing all the reasoning and talk on you guys' perspective on this topic, I do change my perspective on the topic. Honestly, I'll be more natural about this topic. Reason for that are the thing you watch, see and hear on social media change and shape your personality to become who you are in several years or today. You could be an anti-vaxxer by watching a lot of content, or you can successful businessman.
For me, I agree with Danny's decision.
I also do like to add that a fair usage of social media also prevent us from being less intelligent and didn't forget our life and health by not using social media excessively.
Thank you for all of sharing your perspective. Let's conclude our forum. Tak boleh.
Siapa dia mula? Aku. Okay.
Good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our forum on the topic social media made less intelligent. We have 4 speakers today Mimi, which is myself, Danish, Nazira and Amin. Each of us will present our perspective and engage in a short discussion. Let's start. Danish, before we begin, can you define an intelligent person?
For me, intelligence is when they are free to ask how, why, and when for something. They're ready to correct themselves and fit the knowledge.
Thanks for that. Now let's go deeper into this rabbit hole. Let me give my perspective first. I personally doesn't agree with the topic because social media can give motivate and inspiration to teenagers. For example, there are people who sit wisely use as Dr. Alif Shukri and Harold Amin, who are social media as their main platform for business. It might not seem to be related to the topic at first, but some teenager who watch them will motivate to learn business. Maybe by starting a new business or continuing their studies business, people who are willing to learn to become more intelligent and successful in life. For the reason is a region with my ocean.
Well, that's a nice reason. For me, the reason I agree with this topic is because people waste too much time on social media and forget about real life and health. Some would rather waste time online. For example, an ex-student from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Riza, spend too much time on TikTok, IG and X or from at first with a small follower base. He was a good motivator and a role model, but after years he started making rude and unintelligent comments toward certain communities, which led to him being expelled from the university. There are many examples, but this one is popular. But based on this, I stand with my opinion.
Yes, I agree with you, Dennis. Social media can make you less intelligent. It reduce attention span. Younger generation exposed to social media as early as 3 to 5 years old. They have this issue because of short form content. They skip anything slightly boring or long, which worsens attention span. In school, they find lessons boring and can focus, reading off short attention, and they can gain. The only way to stop is this prevention. For example, Mark Zuckerberg will restrict his children from smartphone until age 14.
I disagree. First, social media is a tool, not the cause. It doesn't inherently make anyone less intelligent. Like a library with comic and academic journal, social media has got entertainment and educational content. If you choose like content, there's a personal decision and not the platform fault. Second, is the knowledge amplifier that be access and available to solid insight. Platforms like YouTube, Link, and Twitter host scientists, independent and educational research, language research, tutorial and people to learn faster and from a perspective than traditional education.
Dah berbelit
Now, Danish, I have a question for you first point. I understand your point by just stand your option with just one story. If there are another example.
Yes, there are another example. It is the easier one. Just like the next Iniza. Your opinion.
Oh, baca terus yang bawah tu.
Yes, there are another example. It is the easiest.
It is easiest one.
It is the easiest service. Just like that ex-Intelligenta student, the more fame he got, the more motivation he got as the fame increases.
That's a great point. Is there any trending content or ongoing brainwash online?
Yes, there is. I will take Malaysian social example. There are banyak besar website. So will they talk it nicely and find it true? No, they will reject anything that are not on the site because they are machine.
Well, already hear your perspective on today's topic, which is a task social media makes you less intelligent. So, I'd like to hear your final joke on this.
Well, for me, after hearing all the reasoning and talk on the right perspective on this topic, I do change my perspective on this topic. Honestly, I'll be more natural about this topic. The reason for that are the things that you watch, see and hear on social media change and shape your personality to become who you are in several years or 2 years. You could be an influencer by watching a lot of anti-vaccine content, or you can become a businessman.
So for me, I got nothing to add, so I'm going to just agree with Dennis' conclusion.
I also would like to add that the poor usage of social media also prevent us from being less intelligent, and therefore that our life and health by not using social media excessively.
Thank you all for sharing your perspective. That conclude our final question. 9 minit. Cukup lagi cukup 10 minit.